Alright, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we are back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that is coming to an end very, very soon. And obviously, with something like the NIER collab coming out, it's really very hard for players to still decide. So we're going to be talking about, this is like your last chance, final plans, right, for the ANIS banner. Obviously, this is one of the best characters in the game, and this is a limited character, so this is not a situation where after this banner goes, you can pick her up any time of the week. Actually, no. For all we know as of right now, when her banner goes, she's gone forever. That's what we know right now, because we've never had a rerun for a limited character, and I don't even know if we're going to have one, right? Christmas will really tell us that. Or at least any banner, maybe Modernia's in a couple days if that does happen, who knows. But obviously, ANIS versus the NIER collab, a lot of stuff going on. ANIS is still obviously one of the best characters in the game, but by the time she goes away, the NIER collab wouldn't even have happened, and we still don't know if the NIER characters are going to be good or not. Now, honestly, I personally would have, only for this situation, I would have wanted them to put out the information for the NIER characters at least before ANIS's banner goes away, just so that players have that final day to decide if they want to go for the NIER characters or ANIS. But obviously ANIS is it's not gonna work like that. So when it comes to collabs and when it comes to limited, it's very, very hard, like I said, because again, you can't summon on both of the banners. I mean, you can if you have the currency, right? If you're still chasing dupes, or if you've yet to summon and you're still asking yourself, should I summon, should I snag that one copy? Because this character is hitting harder than most pilgrims in the game, right? And she's actually hitting as hard as the other pilgrims in the game that hit decently hard. So it's very, very hard to say. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I would say if you're a meta, if you care about meta, right? So what that means is if you care about characters on your, or Nikke's on your account that will carry you through this game, then I would say continue to summon, obviously, for the ANIS. Continue to summon, get your dupes before she goes away, do what you gotta do, if you do care about meta. And I say that because, again, this is one of the best characters in the game, not to mention her best partner is a free-to-play character, being Privity, right? This is her best partner, so everybody already has access to ANIS's best team, right? So it's her, and then Privity, and then your other characters, literally. It's really that simple. But that's only if you care about meta, if you care about how strong your ANIS is and how well she's going to do in the future. Obviously, if you have less dupes, she's weaker than characters or players who have ANIS with dupes, right? If my ANIS with 0 dupes and somebody's ANIS max limit break all had the same gear, same skill levels, same cube, same everything besides the dupes, the duped ANIS would hit harder, obviously, because stats are going up, not to mention the attack buff, and the final attack damage is also being increased heavily from those dupes. So I would definitely say if you will only care about meta, then go on. If you do not care about meta and you haven't summoned, or you're asking yourself if you need dupes, but you do not care about meta, then do not summon. And I say that because ANIS is a great character with 1 dupe as well, right? It's not a character that needs dupes, she's just a character who gets better with dupes, right? So literally with ANIS, the 1 copy is all you need, right? I would still highly recommend, even if you haven't summoned and you're asking yourself, should I summon now that I know NIER is coming? I would still highly advise you to summon and get the 1 dupe before she goes away in the 3 days, right? This character is literally equivalent to Scarlet if Scarlet was to get a raid up banner. This is the closest thing to Scarlet if she was to get a raid up banner, literally. I guess technically, her and Modernia are the closest thing to Scarlet if Scarlet was to get a raid up banner. So definitely 1000%, if you have not summoned yet and you're still asking, should I get that 1 copy? Yes, right? We don't know how good the NIER characters are going to be, and honestly, if they do end up being trash and you did skip out on this taking that risk, it's going to hurt, right? But don't worry, because you can always recover from the anniversary. I do think the anniversary character will be better than this ANIS, I do think the anniversary character will be best unit in the game, right? Nikke has a tendency to, when they drop summonable pilgrims, they end up being a top 5 at this point. I mean, we've only ever had 2, right? So it's kind of hard to say, but realistically, they do end up dropping pretty good characters. And when it comes to big celebrations like New Year's, Half Annie, they already checked with Dorothy and Modernia. And then obviously their anniversary, if it is Red Hood, who is going to clearly be cracked, then you have that as well. So literally, I would say only summon if you care about meta. Do not summon if you don't care about meta. Go for the NIER collab if that makes you happy, or don't, right? I know a lot of people are saying they're going to skip for the anniversary, which is also a smart play, right? But I'm going to assume if you're skipping the NIER collab for the anniversary, then you care about meta. So that means you would most likely also need a summon for ANIS. Because if the anniversary character is also an electric character, not only do you get the big buff from ANIS, which is the massive attack buff of her thing and the reload speed, but you're also getting that insane damage that ANIS also provides, right? Same thing goes for like literally any future electric character. DPS electric character will benefit from being paired up with this character just for that first skill, right? The whole team will benefit as well because you have one of the hardest hitting characters on that team buffing the characters. Like, let's say 2B is an electric character, for example. 2B will be on the team with ANIS because 2B will be getting that attack buff and the reload speed buff. Not to mention, you have that extra big damage from ANIS. And of course, if your ANIS's burst skill is already level 9 or higher, you don't need to have Privity to spam one shots when using her burst skill. It's really as simple as that. So the only problem with this is that we don't know what the NIER characters are going to do, and that ANIS is a limited character, so it's very hard for people to decide what to do. If you've already summoned and you've gotten your 1 copy, or you've gotten your dupes, obviously this video is not really for you. Probably should have said that in the beginning, but I'm sure you guys figured that out by now at least. But for the people who are still questioning, asking themselves what they should do, I would highly recommend, if you care about meta, this is the way to go. If you're playing for just waifus, do whatever you want. If this is your waifu, then summon, of course. If not, then skip. I don't know if I want to say, like, the NIER collab. I don't know if I'm going to... I want them to be better, but I can't. Limiteds are so... It hurts, right? Not knowing that reruns like are happening or not for a limited character, and then also another limited coming out very soon. It's very hard to say, right? I think honestly, if they drop NIER at the end of September and haven't announced it while these banners were still up, people would still do everything they possibly can to go for the LB3 of these characters, at least for ANIS, right? But I think because they announced NIER while this banner is live, people put a hold on it. But yeah, it's really simple. It's simple as that. Skip NIER and the ANIS banner for anniversary. Probably your best play in general. That's honestly your best play in general. If you do care for meta, if you care about current meta and you want to, and maybe if the anniversary character is a quote-unquote lightning character, then maybe obviously, what's it called? ANIS might be a very good pickup for you, but again, we don't know. Same goes for 2B, goes for any future characters in the game. Any electric characters, we don't know what electric characters are coming, and we don't know if they're going to be good or bad. But honestly, it would be in your best interest to pick up this character regardless. Meta, or waifu, right? A lot of people like ANIS. So you guys let me know for the people who are still considering. And yeah, it's your boy Zxous. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.